Hello again. When Tommy Robinson was issued with what is known as a Section 35 directive, made under the 2014 Antisocial Behaviour, Crime and Policing Act, he refused to obey it. This order required him to leave the part of London in which he was sitting eating his breakfast and to go somewhere else. After refusing to follow the order, he was of course arrested and had tear gas sprayed in his face. Many left-wing Guardian reading types thought this a huge joke. That's a way to deal with far-right thugs, that will show him, was their general attitude. There was very little sympathy for him. Yesterday I pointed out that if we allow unjust and repressive laws of this kind to be used against those with whose political views we strongly disagree, then sooner or later it will be used more widely against other people. The law in question, the Antisocial Behaviour, Crime and Policing Act, covers practically every human activity imaginable, from having breakfast in central London to feeding birds in your back garden in Lancashire. It can be used by the police and local authorities against almost anybody for doing anything at all, even simply for standing in a street. What, do you think I'm perhaps exaggerating for dramatic effect? Not a bit of it. In the description to this video I give a link to the government website which provides a text of this law and also a few recent cases where it has been used. In Staffordshire, for example, on Halloween this year, the people there were fed up with kids trick or treating. I should say more specifically, the police were fed up with it. And so they used the Antisocial Behaviour, Crime and Policing Act to make it illegal for young people to be in a certain district. In the London borough of Brent, it was used to close down a laundrette, and a couple of months ago, a public spaces order was made under this act, covering the whole of Debden Broadway, just round the corner from where I live. Of course, individuals can also be targeted with this law. Dangerous and troublesome folk like retired music teacher, 97-year-old Anna Seago, who lives near Blackpool in the north of England. You can see her in the thumbnail to this video. She's currently being menaced by her local authority with a community protection order, not for going out trick-or-treating or disrupting protest marches in London, but rather because she feeds the birds in her own back garden. I give a link to a news item about this in the description to this video. Just like Tommy Robinson, she's being issued with a directive, in this case not to feed birds in her own garden, and just like him, she will be committing a crime if she fails to obey the order. You see, it's not just far-right leaders in public who are falling foul of this terrible law. It is enough to sit quietly in your own back garden feeding the birds. I honestly don't know whether those who are supporting the use of this legislation against Tommy Robinson are completely stupid or what it is. Can nobody else see the danger of allowing the police and local authorities to make up on the spot what they think should be against the law and then prosecute people for not doing as they are told? It doesn't matter if it's telling a man that he can't eat his breakfast in a certain cafe or ordering a woman who is nearly 100 not to feed birds in her garden. The principle is precisely the same. None of us could dream that having breakfast in a cafe or feeding birds might be against the law, but it is now possible to make it against the law, just by the relevant local authority officer or policeman signing a piece of paper.